And as we get started, the first thing I'm actually going to start off with, even before any introductions, is a little recruitment video. Hopefully it'll set the tone for today's session.
Do you ever wonder why things work?
Are you interested in science and the world around you?
Do you like to try new things and are interested in different technologies?
Or maybe you just want to meet new friends and go on adventures.
Then maybe Mesa is the club for you. New Mexico Mesa stands for Math, Engineering, Science Achievement. We are a nonprofit pre-college program for students in 6th to 12th grade. We are in close to 100 public middle and high schools throughout the state of New Mexico, and we would love to have you be a part of the New Mexico Mesa family.
So what do you do in New Mexico Mesa?
In Mesa, you get to have fun through learning.
You get to take part in lots of fun things like field trips and different workshops that we offer.
Mesa students have the opportunity to explore all the different parts of New Mexico and get to visit our different college campuses. We have many business and industry partners that you get to interact with and visit.
Throughout the year, there are lots of different kinds of workshops for both our students and our teachers that you can participate in both virtually and in person.
Mesa offers a variety of service learning opportunities where you have a chance to give back to your home community.
If you like competition, Mesa has competitions you can do at your school, in your region, with others from across the state, and even a National Engineering Design Challenge.
If you stay in the Mesa program until you are a senior in high school, you're eligible for a loyalty award, which can give you up to $1,000 for college, and you can be a part of our senior incentive field trip.
If this feels like the place for you, come join us.
To join the New Mexico Mesa program, go to your school teacher advisor. We have some required paperwork, and they will tell you all the information that you need to know about joining Mesa at your school.
If you don't have Mesa at your school, talk to your teacher or principal about starting a Mesa program and check out all the free resources that we have available.
Mesa is for you, and STEM is for everybody. We can't wait to see you soon at our next Mesa event.
So hopefully that was a little video that we'll talk about later on as some of our resources, but I thought that was a good fun way to just kind of start the day. Let me go ahead and I don't know what I was probably sharing my SurveyMonkey slide. Let me change back to the slideshow here. There we go. And just making sure, is everybody seeing the presentation now? Just a thumbs up. Okay. So welcome to our, as I mentioned before, this is our first all administrator meeting that we have hosted in quite a while for New Mexico Mesa. And so just part of our current initiatives, just really wanting to felt it was just time for a good check-in with everybody. Here on the call with us today, myself, my name is Anita Gonzalez. I am the Deputy Director for New Mexico Mesa. And here with us, we have many of our regional coordinators. All their information is here is below. And Ms. Ling Faith Hewart, she's our Executive Director. She's going to be taking over this presentation in just a minute. But welcome everybody to today's session.
All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. And we have quite a bit of information to go over. So at any time, if you have a question, please throw it into the chat so we can capture it and make sure to come back and answer it. So we can also just stop somewhere along the slides where I'm presenting and help to answer questions if that works for you. So let's just go ahead and go forward. So today we want to just talk about what is Mesa. In conversations I've had recently with a lot of different people, I'm always surprised to learn, and they're a little surprised to learn about the history of Mesa and how long Mesa has been around. We'll go over our current and future plans for Mesa, benefits of being a Mesa school, and STEM for Everyone resources, teacher training, activities for the public, and then activities that are limited to just the Mesa clubs and classrooms, and then more questions. So next slide, please. All right, so what is Mesa? We were founded in 1982 here in New Mexico. A quick expansion moved us very quickly into, with public school interest, made us grow quite large quite quickly. And you need to know we're also part of a national consortium. So we have on our board of directors some of our founding members for New Mexico Mesa. They had gone to California to the University of California Systems and saw a Mesa program was started there in 1970, born out of the Bay Area as part of a movement to get students, underrepresented students, female students, Black and Brown students into STEM programs in college and maintain and retain them in those programs. And it grew very quickly. Arizona joined on in 1981 or 1980, and then New Mexico joined on in 82. STEM industry partners had seen this and wanted it for their states, and they are the reason that it expanded. We are now almost 10 states working on getting Florida, University of Florida systems on board with us, but we are in Washington, California, Oregon, Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, Maryland, Rhode Island. I think I might have hit all of our states, not 100% sure, but we meet monthly to discuss our challenges, what's happening nationwide, and work together to collaborate and meet the vision of ensuring that STEM and STEM education is available to students everywhere. Our statewide impact is very efficient because we have 6 regional offices located on various campuses. So you'll know that we're divided up into a central inner and a north central area here in kind of not really the center, but out of the Albuquerque Santa Fe area. And it kind of spreads out from there. We have our west region, our northern region, our southeast and southwest regions, and every one of us or in one of those offices and team members are housed within a university campus or a community college campus. So we can really directly impact and bring students onto campuses and create those dialogues with campuses and higher education. We have statewide events, and Anita is in charge of those, and then we also have national events that we work on with our other with our consortium through Mesa USA. Our funding structure is that we are of the 9 active states right now, we are the only one that is not housed within a university as part of a diversity program, but that we are a nonprofit that stands alone. Our founding members made sure that they had that future and foresight. So we as a nonprofit work to get funding, and as a nonprofit, which is my background, work is to ensure that we have good transparency on how that funding is used. And most of our funding, over 90% of our funding, comes from higher education department at this point. Then it channels, because we are not an institution of higher education, it needs to funnel through an institution of higher education. So we here at the admin office are housed with New Mexico Tech. And New Mexico Tech serves as our fiscal agent for our funding from HED. And any funding, state funding we receive goes to New Mexico Tech and then New Mexico Tech. We bill New Mexico Tech for our funds. So that's where we go from there. Next slide, please. Okay, what makes a Mesa program? So you will see we have a STARS code, we have a curriculum. So I'm going to start there. We have schools that have stated that they have a Mesa class, and that STARS code and elective for that high school elective is a Mesa class. We do have curriculum that we use around that, but in order to really be a Mesa program and a recognized Mesa program with students that are registered, active within our tracking system for loyalty award and participation is there has to be a signed MOU. So we have like this really fun 7-page document that we send out every year. Our regional coordinators send out to the administrators every year with updates, and it states which school districts we're working with. It states which schools that we are actively engaged with on that MOU. And then administrators sign it, I sign it, or Anita will sign it, and we get that back, and that's our working document for that school year. So that's what makes an MOU. And then we have teacher agreements. So teachers that come on board will connect with their regional coordinator from their region and get some basic orientation about Mesa, how Mesa works, what resources are available. The regional coordinators are invaluable. They are that connection and that bridge between the Mesa admin paperwork components and finding and then getting teachers connected to what they need to be a Mesa program. So teachers sign a commitment for that school year. The schools also provide, I think, a lot. So thank you for the administrators who are here and taking the time to learn more about that. Because we only have limited funding and you have limited funding, we try to lean on each other to have a shared partnership in those costs, and that includes our stipends. So the teacher stipend for the overall school year, which a Mesa teacher is really committing to 12 years and not just a school year with us, is as the teachers, we have an agreed on amount in the stipend, much like an athletic coach would get for additional work that they're doing outside of school. So Mesa is primarily, New Mexico Mesa is primarily an out of school time network program. And then the Mesa class is supplemental at the high school level. And the idea behind that is because it's out of school time that we're reaching more students and it's open to every student that is interested in joining, whereas like you could only have so many students in a Mesa class. There's only so much room for a class, so limited capacity there. Performance Watch. So we have another key component for us in New Mexico Mesa is that we have Performance Watch, which there's a minimum number of students we need to have in each program, 20 students, 15 meetings per school year, and 1 parent meeting so that parents know what's going on. Site visits. The site visit is regional coordinators meeting up with the school, coming out, checking out, having that conversation. We've been doing it virtually in COVID times and just touching base with the advisor teacher. Mesa calls all teachers advisors in our program. And service learning. So there's minimum requirements. You'll see the numbers on the slide match up. I don't want to have to read them all to you. And then we have competition. So part of the fun of Mesa and part of the defining factor of Mesa in New Mexico has always been competition. And so we have 1 Mesa competition that you can participate in every school year, minimum of. If the students and teacher want to go above and beyond that, fantastic. And then 1 non-Mesa competition. And some of the places that we worked with in the past are like Hackathon and RoboRave and the Governor's Challenge, where we will send out information about these different programs that students and teachers might want to participate in. And then finally, the bane of everybody's existence, including mine, is our data collection. About 25% of our time is spent in data collection. And I've had administrators, I've had legislators ask about this. They're like, how do you manage to track all of this? And it's like, well, a huge part of our time is devoted to data collection. And we collect data on students to ensure that we capture every activity they've participated in, so it transforms into those loyalty award dollars for them. All right, next slide, please. And there's tons of information I'm going over. So at New Mexico Mesa, we have been working really hard to figure out a way to create an open dialogue and flexibility in our programming. And part of that is we needed a theory of change, where Mesa is today and where Mesa will be tomorrow. So that has been the silver lining of the pandemic, is that we have been able to take a step back. And even though we were ready and willing to jump out of the gate to meet our teachers' needs when we weren't sure and nobody was sure what those needs were going to be when the pandemic hit, it did allow us some time to take a step back and really be creative about how we're going to approach Mesa for the future, so Mesa for tomorrow. And you'll see in our theory of change that really our focus becomes, and it always has been, our students, but the way that we're going to be able to reach our students is through teachers. So a Mesa program can be built or broken if we don't have a teacher that is dedicated and feels empowered and has the resources needed to be in the classroom or outside of the classroom with our students to bring on STEM education and this passion for education and STEM and move them forward into college or careers, college and careers or careers. We want to be able to also bring about an idea that career pipeline in New Mexico doesn't always mean that you have to attend a four-year college. Maybe it's a two-year college or a certification program, but that you need those STEM skills in order to reach those goals. So you will see in our theory of change, which we do plan to get up on our website, along with our updated annual reports here really soon. So that's a brief amount on the theory of change for New Mexico Mesa and how it will help benefit the state. So, oh, nope, go back or go forward. Thank you. So Mesa goals for the year. We had our first professional development, and in that, I always like to throw in a little bit of humor, and this was my humor for the day back then. So I want to share it with the administrators as well. Our goals are to provide flexibility in that in-person service for students and just make sure that we are honoring each of the learning communities that we work with, because New Mexico is extremely diverse. All of those learning communities are really different, and New Mexico Mesa's strength has been to be able to adapt and work with each of those locations. And that's like part of the fabulousness of our Mesa team is each of the educational team at New Mexico Mesa is very diverse. And so they really do understand their communities and can help their teachers. So professional development for our teachers is a big part of that support. We want to be able to offer things that are classroom relevant to them, that are going to engage students and still help meet the needs students will have in STEM skills and build those STEM skills, and then provide information and tools that will get them on those college and career paths and keep everyone sane in these insane times. So just a little meme to share out for you that we're taking away 90 minutes of your time today. We will definitely be giving you a survey and asking, how did it make you feel? All right, next slide, please. So this wonderful program model was born out of our theory of change, out of over 50 hours of collaboration with UNM's evaluation lab. And most of our team, over half of our team, was involved in that 50-hour training. And what you will see on there is what our STEM enrichment activities are to look like, what our teacher and training support view is, what our leadership development looks like, and that we're here for community support, to support our learning communities and prepare students for secondary education and give them career pathways. And again, going back to that teacher support component, none of this can happen if we can't help support our teachers. So next slide, please. I'm going to also give you a little bit of information on our demographics about today, because that's going to lead us to our tomorrow. And that's our student and teacher demographics. Prior to COVID, in the 2019-2020 school year, we had over 4,000 students registered in the program and 147 teachers registered that were working with us. And then, you know, everything shut down, things changed, and our COVID restricted school year took place, which was, I think, really hard on everyone. So deep breath, and we just keep moving forward. Thank you to all the administrators and teachers who've been so open and working with us during that school year, that very difficult school year. So 2020, 2021, we had a little over 2,000 students in our program and 120 teachers that were actively registered with us. Now, it wasn't unusual for us to see that big drop when we were talking with other Mesa states. They also saw over a 50% decline in student participation in their out of school time programs. But the one big difference that we all noted was that our teachers hung in there. They were like online teaching, but then they also came to these virtual professional developments with us in all these different states. And that's pretty fantastic to us. So we really value and want to honor that. And so far this year, we keep our registration open all year long. There are cutoff points for certain things, but we would never deny students the ability to join Mesa at any time. That is very different than that we have cutoff points for deadlines for certain activities and for qualifications for certain programs. But students are always welcome to join. And so far this year, we have over 2,800 students registered so far So we surpassed our target goal, which was just to bring in another 500 students if we can. And we've also had an increase in teacher participation this year. So hopefully we will continue to see those numbers grow and get back up there. It looks really positive to us right now. Next slide, please. So Mesa today, where do we see us growing based on those numbers? Well, we want to bring back our student numbers, but we want to do it through some quality engagement. And we also want to bring up our teacher numbers, and we want to do that through dialogue. And then part of why we had this admin meeting today is that we wanted to be able to engage you in that conversation and to see what would help you and the teachers at your schools with the Mesa program. So this is our invitation to open that door for dialogue. You can talk to some of your Mesa teachers and know that over the course of this pandemic and this last year, we've really tried and we're keeping our doors open. There seems to be a very open door policy across all team members at Mesa to really wanting to hear from our teachers about what is classroom relevant for them. So part of quality engagement, which has been a really big focus for us, is for us to not necessarily grow more programs, because currently we're in 27 school districts within 96 schools. So we have a very tiny amount of wiggle room right now because we did take a pretty significant cut during the pandemic from our higher ed budget. And we're trying to fill those gaps by finding other grant opportunities and collaborations to work on. But in the meantime, we're stretched pretty thin. So we have to keep at our 96 school capacity. And what we're looking to be able to do is offer more quality engagement, more quality dialogue, more quality experiences for students. So you will see we oftentimes will talk about field trips as field experience. We don't want students to just go and observe. We want them to participate, hands-on learning. We want them to come back from that experience and think about what the next experience could be like for them. We don't want it to just be a day out doing something that isn't going to create more dialogue for them in the future around a STEM identity. College visits are about depth and not breadth for us. So we do have opportunities where we engage with our higher institutions in New Mexico, where we, you're just going to go and tour and see those dorms and college life and what it looks like. But our plan and our conversations with the universities we're working with is to create experiences and activities when students come for that college visit that are going to really engage them. And so Anita is going to talk a little bit about what some of those teacher programs have been this year that are going to that have built a more quality engagement experience for us. I'll just drop a couple like fun words on that: digital videos, drones, and battle bots. So ideas where students can be involved at a college level and on a college campus at times, along with their teachers that are going to provide depth of conversation, not just breadth of vision, seeing themselves on a campus, but really creating identity. Here I am, I'm on campus. I could see myself doing electrical engineering. I could see myself as a biology major. I could see myself getting this certification in dental, as a dental hygienist. Whatever it takes for a student, we want to be able to help create a program that is going to engage them in a depth conversation. Mentorship. We are reaching out to more and more partners, industry partners, as well as, lost screen. We're reaching out to more and more of our industry partners, and as well as within each college that we're working with on campus, we're reaching out and we're getting to have conversations with them about peer mentorship. So undergraduates that are mentoring or working alongside in workshops with students, as well as bringing in new workshop speakers and industry partners who are able to provide a relevant conversation with students about their path and what brought them here today. So Anita, should I share my screen? I lost the view. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Next slide, please. So benefits of being a Mesa school. There's networking opportunities for students, both at the industry level and at the collegiate level. We'll have workshop speakers, competitions, there's academic field experiences. So a lot of opportunities in person and virtually. Something you may have heard your teacher talk a little bit about is there is a Mesa Student Activity Fund. So for that minimum number of 20 students, $7 per student comes. We've budgeted for our schools to have a minimum number of students. And when those students are registered with their necessary paperwork completed that activity fund then sent to be able to be used for that out of school time program at Mesa. And then the New Mexico Mesa Loyalty Award. So we are one of the few Mesa states that has a participation award that goes to students. And this is money that students earn through participating in Mesa and tracking those activities. So their competitions, their leadership activities, their community service activities are all tracked by us and awarded points. And there is a threshold of $500 that they earn as a Mesa participant. And then another up to another $500 that they can earn in academic achievement through their GPA, test scores, leadership, being a club officer, those types of things that can happen for them. Other scholarship opportunities that Mesa has along with it is because of our partnerships with the other universities here, or with the universities here in the state. We have a College of Engineering Mesa scholarship that is run by UNM's College of Engineering that can be applied for. New Mexico Tech has a Mesa scholarship that applies across the board, a one-time scholarship that students can, when they apply to New Mexico Tech, can also apply for this Mesa scholarship. And then NMSU has had scholarships on and off throughout the years through College of Engineering and the College of Arts and Sciences for Mesa students. So some students who are applying to those schools also need to be able to inquire about that. And then we also have some event-based scholarships. We've had students who've won Mesa Day or a Mesa USA competition, and one of the colleges at the universities will offer those winning students scholarships to their college if they major in say chemical engineering or electrical engineering, computer science. We've had that happen out of the blue. They'll just offer them a scholarship. And then finally, we have an award. It's a very carved out and unique award with Devon Energy and New Mexico Mesa for Lee and Eddy County resident Mesa students that they can apply for this scholarship as well. A very generous scholarship for those who have STEM majors in those or going into college, a four-year college. So we always have a recipient every year in that one. So Mesa Curriculum, the other big benefit is there is Mesa Curriculum. There is a Mesa USA Invention Education Toolkit and New Mexico Mesa's curriculum that we share with our New Mexico Mesa advisors here in New Mexico. I've said New Mexico quite a few times. Mesa schools have also access to our online resources. So as a whole school, you have access to any of the tools that we have up on the site. We do limit because of the work and the funding that has gone into it and our agreements signed with Mesa USA about the Mesa Curriculum and Mesa USA Invent Ed toolkits. Those are specifically for Mesa teachers, Mesa advisors to use. But all other resources that we have up online, those are for Mesa schools to use openly and freely. And Anita will talk a little bit more about those when we get there. Okay, next slide. I think there might be one more slide on benefits. Nope, that's it. Okay, so you've heard enough of my voice. If there are any questions, please do throw them in the chat so we can get them answered, and I will let Nita take over.
So, hello, everybody. And again, I just want to, invite anybody that is on the line to go ahead and if there is any questions, type them in the chat, or please feel free to unmute yourselves and ask them as we go along. So was there any questions so far as we talked about, the history of Mesa, what Mesa has been about? Okay. So this next part will focus on different programming and different resources and opportunities for your Mesa schools, for our teachers, for our programs, and all the great things that can happen by being a Mesa school. Talked a little about some of Mesa goals. These are a little bit of programming goals for this year that we've tried to work in. As Ling had mentioned, continuing to provide quality events. So just keeping up with what's happening, whether that be virtual events, new programming, adapting things, trying to make things as interesting as possible for students, given limitations. Continuing to support all of our programs. All of our programs all have their own unique flair. I guess that's a great word for it. Some of our schools are really great at competition. Some of our schools are really great at service learning. Some of our schools really enjoy those college visits. And so a goal for us was really to provide enough variety in programming that schools could take advantage of all these different things. And what makes a good Mesa program I say good, is just taking advantage of whatever works best for them to have benefits for their students. Also working with districts and schools independently as needed throughout the year. Being that we have 27 different school districts, there is 27 different sets of rules oftentimes, 27 different policies. So trying to create, statewide programming that is flexible, that is adaptable, creating regional programming that will work independently, with the current needs of the geographic region. And just, going with the flow, throughout these years as best, adapting to whatever may be needed. Some other goals for us are ensuring equal opportunity for participation, which was a key component in opening up a lot of our programming virtual in that STEM for everyone kind of component. Converting a lot, we've been in a process to converting our forms. We have plans in progress to minimize our forms. We are recording everything, getting everything available asynchronous. And then I throw that word out and you guys have that word, excuse me, in your vocabulary. But just making things as available and as open and transparent as much as possible. And then ultimately just supporting our students and our teachers, who those are the backbone of our program. So lots of resources, lots of materials, lots of training, doing whatever we can to support, that key backbone of our program. When I go into resources, the main resource I'm referring to and where you can find a lot of these things is on our website. You can either find it just by Googling NMESA, www.nmmesa.org. I would highly suggest and encourage just a navigation through our website. Once you get into our website, some of the things that I'm talking here, everything is available there. Again, is one of our goals was just to make things just accessible for everyone. So everything that I'm talking about is available on the website. It's the housing for all of our links to recordings, all of our curriculum, all of our documents, all of the information for different events. Majority right now on there is statewide, but regionally, major region events will also be posted there, as well as region events. A lot of, say, internal events are worked directly with the teacher, but please check out the website for current information on, what is happening within Mesa. In our resources section in particular, there are a few things in there. One, we do have quite a large segment of activity downloads. So those are already activities that were designed. Some are one-pagers, some are packets that are open to everybody. And we have, I'm going to probably say it a few times in this next section. When pandemic hit, one of the things that we started a couple of years ago was our Mesa STEM series, which is basically a virtual workshop series where we're able to provide sessions on anything STEM related, and that being science, technology, engineering, math. And the benefits to being virtual is we have been able to bring in presenters from all across the country. We have been able to invite speakers to our students of different career paths, unique STEM opportunities. And so it has just been a really amazing leadership, an amazing STEM series, that we've been able to provide. And so the home for that program is on our New Mexico Mesa webpage. That STEM series is the second Tuesday of every month. It is run virtually via Zoom. Quick registration just to get the Zoom link, but that is one of our opportunities that is open to the public. we did change last year when most of our schools were entirely virtual for the majority of the school year. We were hosting sessions every 2 weeks. This year, just with the change of schools going back in person and understanding the limitations, we have had to change some of the timing of our events and the frequency of our events. Just finding that balance between, what we're able to provide and what students are actually able to participate in. So we did change that to once a month. And so we have a planned 6 sessions this year for that STEM series. Also on our website will be the future home to our, we did receive a grant from Facebook in partnership with our Central Inner Region and Facebook to create a series of videos to bridge the digital divide. And it's like, I think the series is called Going Digital. So about half of our series is uploaded right now, and the remaining will be uploaded here in the next month. We're still in final editing processes, but the videos themselves, a few of them are how-tos, like how to convert to a PDF, how to tips for virtual learning, how to organize your files digitally, how to very little short clips. And so the videos that are already done and created are currently on our YouTube. And the video that I shared at the start of the session was a sample of one of them. It was just a general Mesa recruitment video that was done. But we will be doing a big promotion launch soon once our entire series is uploaded onto the site. But all the ones that are created are currently available. Ling had also mentioned our curriculum. So again, everything available on our website. We have 2 New Mexico Mesa curriculums that are currently uploaded on there, in addition to different curriculum that has been created for, say, workshops or events that we've done. And anything, as she had mentioned, anything created by New Mexico Mesa is available to you as a Mesa school. You as a Mesa school could apply for the password to be able to get it. The only thing restricted to Mesa use, like the Mesa advisor use only, is the stuff that was created for Mesa USA. And on the website, there's a little bit differentiation on there, but that just goes to, ownership and copyrights and, all that other fun stuff. But ideally, we want to be able to provide, lots of resources for you as a Mesa school on there. So that's a little bit about what is available on our website. I also want to note that this recording will be available for future use, and I will be sending this PowerPoint as a PDF. So if you notice there's stuff that's hyperlinked here on the presentation, you will get this. So you will have all the direct links to reference after the fact. And I mentioned our website. I didn't want to risk navigating and going back and forth in the sharing on here, but this is just a snapshot of what our website looks like, nmesa.org. And as you can see, the different tabs appear at the top. So everything that I just mentioned recently was in this resources section. So there's a link if you click there to go to curriculum. If you go down to digital learning, that'll be the home of our STEM series. If you go down to activity downloads, that's where you can find all those activity downloads. In the future, there will be, I'm working with our webmaster just determine where to place our video series, if there will be a link here individually, or if they will be in the digital learning area for those videos for the Going Digital, the how-tos in the video series. Other things to note in our website is in this event section here, if you go down to events, you pull up upcoming events, it'll tell you everything that's happening. All major events will have its own individual website, so you can find information, registration, anything you need to know. If you go here to this regions tab, you can pull up your particular region where your school is located. It'll give you the contact information for the regional coordinator. It'll also highlight any happenings in that region. If you go here to the contact page, the statewide office is myself and Ling and our accounting technician, but it'll also be just a general form. And then all of our advisors have access to, some stuff is public, some stuff is password protected, but the advisor section will take them to our database, to different things there. And, we just also have a section for students where it details out our loyalty award information. So that's just a quick navigation about our website and how to find things. But I would suggest taking a tour. We've used this tagline a lot in a lot of our programming, calling it STEM for everyone. Again, a byproduct of pandemic times and switching things virtual was we were able to open a lot of things open to general public. We're oftentimes Mesa is, say we're at a trade show style event, or where we have a table, we have a Mesa table, and Mesa is this amazing, great program, and we often get asked, well, for other schools that don't happen to have Mesa, how do we participate? How do we benefit from your program? Or even at your school site, maybe students that aren't fully enrolled in Mesa, or they may be thinking about joining. So this all kind of led to our STEM for everyone concept, is that there are some things that are limited to Mesa students and Mesa teachers, but we also have an opportunity to open up a lot of our programming up to the public, to be able to share all the great things that Mesa does in a way that everyone can benefit from the STEM learning and the different programming that we have available. So I mentioned our website. There's a lot of things on our website that is public. Anything that is public is shareable. We have worked to start archiving a lot of our events down to our New Mexico Mesa YouTube channel. So that is right now what it has, all the archive sessions and the current sessions for our STEM series. It has training videos, it has the recordings for all of this year's events, and hopefully getting some of our professional developments in the past also uploaded there. It will also have that Going Digital video series uploaded on our YouTube channel. So that's something, that is publicly accessible. Anything that is close to the public requires a password. We're also starting to utilize our social media a lot more. So follow us on one of these handles, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We try to put up, share what our regions are doing, share about different events that are upcoming, different deadlines, a lot of our partner programs send us a wealth of information on programs that they're offering, different scholarships, different programmings, and this is often where it gets posted and shared out. So please give us a follow on one of those social media handles. And then beyond the STEM for everyone, a big focus for us over this last few years has been on that teacher training and support, especially, when pandemic hit, COVID hit, even now going forward. That teacher advisor is the key part to a Mesa program out of school. That teacher advisor is the one that has the regular interaction with the students. That teacher advisor is the one that has the major responsibility of all paperwork and data entry. They are the liaison between us at New Mexico Mesa and your school and your students. So we have put a lot of effort and will continue to put a lot of effort and energy into ensuring that our Mesa teachers are provided adequate training and support from us always. So this year, our statewide professional development will be all virtual. That was another conversion, and majority of our programming will probably remain virtual, as that has been the most accessible way for many of our teachers that are statewide. Often travel is a logistics constraint for many. So by opening everything up virtual, a lot of our teachers are able to participate more. This is our second statewide professional development for the school year. Later on this afternoon, we'll be meeting with the teachers, with everybody else, going over different items. And today's session will be specifically on competition preparation and invention education. But other topics that we have explored have been, adaptation of the classroom, or just different resources that they've presented to us. And we're always open to new topics for professional development. We made a goal for this year to have at least one all advisor meeting, or all administrator meeting. But as administrators, you guys are always welcome to participate in any future professional development that we have. But again, we wanted to make at least one administrator only meeting, which was today. Our February professional development, there will be a Mesa only section, Mesa teacher only section, but we are opening that professional development up to teachers at our Mesa schools. So at your school, for instance, you just have the one Mesa advisor teacher, but we are inviting all the rest of your teachers to join us for our February topic, which we we kind of wait, we're waiting a little bit to see how this semester swings and maybe what will be the current need at the time. But once we release all the information, that February professional development will be open to all teachers at your school that has a Mesa program. So please invite them. And again, all of our recordings are archived. So if any teacher wants to go back and reference anything, that is always there. And just as a note, we do provide, although you as a school, per the MOU, provides the teacher stipend. Excuse me. Anything that is, above and beyond a school day or a little extra, Mesa typically provides an advisor attendance stipend for our teacher advisors. Like when something is like a lot of our trainings, we do provide an additional stipend. So when you see that, like especially on the flyer for today, if you saw anything noting an advisor stipend, that gets paid to the Mesa teacher. So although all teachers are invited to attend, unfortunately, we don't have the funding to pay for all teachers to come, but our Mesa teachers do receive a small stipend for attendance. Sorry about that. Other items that we do with regards to supporting our teachers and our programs is our regional support. It's been mentioned a few times about our structure and how Mesa is done and how we're divided into 6 geographic regions. Your regional coordinator, sometimes the RC, I kind of put that in different text, they are a huge resource and they are the primary resource for you and for your teachers. They are the ones in constant contact with your teacher, with your school, with helping to ensure that your school and your program has what they need. They communicate with the administrative staff, as to, what direction we should be going for our schools, maybe what activities we need to be providing based upon the feedback that they are getting from you and your teachers and your students. Regionally, they have regular check-ins through site visits, through different methods, and they have regular regional advisor meetings that they do conduct. At those regional advisor meetings, part is business and part is additional professional development. They provide continual supplies and support throughout the school year, and they are the ones that also are there to, you've probably met with them on occasions. They're the ones that do majority of the administrator meetings, majority or all of the administrator meetings and our parent meetings, that go on unless they need, or unless any other staff is pulled in as needed. So please make sure, if you have not already, to be in contact with your regional coordinator, as they are a great resource for you and your Mesa programs in your schools. And then just other programs and support that we offer to our teachers. It was mentioned, we do have Mesa USA. We have national trainings that are available. Typically those occur in December. So we have a conference now coming up on December 11th that our Mesa teachers are invited to. And over the summer, we have a summer convening, which we invited teachers also to a longer, lengthier training. We offer technical trainings throughout the year. So in January, we'll be offering trainings on Arduino, microbit, app design, app development, web design, and those will help prepare our teachers specifically for our competitions or for the programs that we have. And then also any other program that we have like a specific component on, we will make sure to provide those trainings in addition to our teachers. So for instance, we have a Mesa Buddies program. All teachers that get admitted into that program will then participate in a teacher training there. So I know I've covered a lot. Is there anything regarding teacher training or anything that I've covered so far that anybody has any questions on? Any questions? Continuing going forward, Link had thrown out those keywords or those fun, the drones, the digital media, the battle bots. This was an initiative that we started this year, again, working towards that quality interaction, and started as teacher professional development, and then it's morphed. It's teacher/program because it has morphed in that this is what we hope is training our teacher to then providing resources that benefit the entire Mesa program or, the entire area. And so in our first professional development of our school year, teachers had the opportunity to participate in a pathway program. So they attended an introduction workshop, and then from there they could sign a contract and commit to further work for the fall semester, further commitments. And in turn, they got additional benefits for participating in this program. So right now, approximately, we have about 50 of our teachers combined participating in one of these 3 pathways, either drones, where couple weeks ago, we had teachers go up to New Mexico Tech and work to build a drone, met drone manufacturing, drone lessons, and now they're going back to their schools. They're working with their schools to continue building their own drone, and different learning about like biomimicry, aerodynamics, lots of, and just drones are just fun. Secondly, we have our BattleBot pathway, where a professor out of New Mexico Tech, Dr. O'Malley, is meeting with those classes individually to show them how to program and build little robots for battle, for competition. So they're learning Arduino programming, they're learning manufacturing. They got all the materials they needed to make those bots. And some of our programs went to New Mexico Tech recently and, observed their competition. And if schools are really into it, they'll have an opportunity to compete with their own bots in the spring. And then the last pathway was digital media, where we were able to train some of our teachers into, how to use some of this software, this Beyond software, and they're able to create digital videos. So that one that I showed at the start of the meeting was actually created with the Beyond software, how to create animations, how to create digital media. And so the license is pretty costly. So that is something we were able to help with, and to be able to provide a license, provide the training and support, and they would in turn have the access to the software to create videos as needed within their Mesa program. We're talking about the Mesa for Everyone. Kind of talked about some of the resources that were available on our website, on our YouTube, wherever those may happen. We are also providing activities that we have opened for everybody. And usually the open activities are the virtual ones, stuff that we're able to open, with low to no additional cost, minimal to no additional cost, and just get the information out. So upcoming on November 30th to December 3rd, last year was our first year that we held a virtual conference. And so we will be continuing it because it was pretty successful. So last year we had over 250 students sign up that attended over 600 sessions. Those same students were able to attend multiple sessions throughout the week, and that same format will follow. So this conference is open to every student, grades 6 through 12 throughout the state of New Mexico. So whether they are Mesa, whether they're not Mesa, they are invited to come and participate in our conference. This conference will have virtual college visits, like virtual field trips. The great thing about some of our partnerships is, we were able to get like in-depth views at engineering labs or technology labs, or, different programming. So it's a little bit different spin on a college visit than maybe just a general recruitment with the Mesa flavor. We also have industry partners that will be doing presentations. We're working on personal finance, FAFSA, career pathways. So it's a great conference. So encourage you to, help promote this. And we can get you all the materials needed. Or again, once I send this out, go on our website and there's the link there, and all the materials are there readily available: flyer, registration, information for this event. The next one is our Mesa Big Give. That is a statewide service learning opportunity, and this is open to everyone. Service learning is a key component of our Mesa program. So throughout the school year, your schools individually will be doing a lot of service learning / community service. That may be what the more common language is, or even regionally, there's a lot of service learning projects that the students are doing, but this is the one statewide service learning opportunity to where small service or individual bits of service team up to create a large impact. So last year at a rough estimate, when our first year of doing this, I wanted to say we had over 1,000 hours of community service that was performed between, all of our different stakeholders. So it was pretty impressive to see all of our Mesa programs and Mesa students doing their individual parts. And the last event, this one is a Mesa for Everyone kind of event. It's a Towering Above Engineering Challenge, and it's a virtual competition, and it's open to all Mesa students. But I'm promoting this as open to all Mesa schools because to be a Mesa student, they just have to fill out some forms so they can become Mesa students. So if they want to participate in this, they do have to join the Mesa program, but it is something that is easily able to be done. And it's, a great learning opportunity with different awards and different competitions, but that's currently going on now. And then in addition to all the virtual events that I've already mentioned, the STEM series and the Going the Going Digital video series. Those are all of our events that are open to the general public. Now, by being a Mesa school, some of our upcoming events, and just letting you know some of these just to keep them on your radar. These are some of the events that your schools, your students will need support on, that your teachers will need support on, that they will probably be asking leave for. These are some of the items that are just main statewide programs for us at New Mexico Mesa. Probably our flagship competition is our Mesa Day event. There's some information here, but that will be in April. And so it's a modified in-person format based upon we were hearing back from our schools and what the current restrictions are now with regards to transportation. Typically our Mesa Day invites all of our schools to join all at one time and have a big, massive event. So we will be having it over the course of 2 days. And so students will be coming and competing in batches just to meet distancing guidelines, social requirements, keeping small groups, but still allowing that opportunity for in-person live competition. So again, trying out unique ways to do some of our traditional events. That will be the same for our Mesa USA. This is our National Engineering Design Competition. And the winner of this event does go on to participate in our national event and represent the state of New Mexico in June. Proud to say that currently our middle school champions are from the state of New Mexico. Chaparral Middle School was our last year first place winner. And our high school team last year took third place nationally. So we're very excited about us as Mesa on a national landscape. But we will be hosting our national competition in 2022. So that event gets rotated throughout all of our Mesa USA states. But this summer we will be hosting it, hopefully live, if not in person or hybrid or whatever the final situation is, depending upon the different states. But keep an eye out, or keep an ear out, I should say, for chatter on this event, as it will be a big event for us here in New Mexico. The next activity that I want to talk about is an opportunity for our high schools to partner with an elementary school. So this is an elementary mentorship program where the high school teacher commits themselves, their students, to mentoring a partner elementary school in your district. So, this is in alignment with the, bringing STEM to other people in your area. And that we will provide the curriculum, we provide the supplies, we provide the training. But this is a really unique opportunity to bring STEM learning all the way down to your elementary schools. And then I'm not going to go through all of these in depth, but these are all available on our website. And these are more of our spring events. If you notice, they're not hyperlinked yet because waiting to promote to see, what the landscape is going to look like. But we will have our legislative field trip or legislative effort will occur at the start of next year. We will continue to do our regional programming. So regional rallies, field trips, supporting of other things, and our loyalty award. I know Ling had mentioned it at the start of this as a benefit to New Mexico Mesa, but for current 2022 seniors, a lot of their requirements will come to fruition at the end of at mid to end spring. So those are a little bit of the summary. This last year, I want to say our final amount was over 110,000 to 2021 seniors that we gave out to last year's graduates. And that is actually the end of the presentation. Is there any questions that anybody has on the line? We wanted to make sure to leave some time in our presentation for any questions. Okay, well, there are no questions. We do have a survey for all the administrators that are on the line. And I will go ahead and I'm going to put the link. Let me the link is there in the chat box. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now.